Welcome back, Truth Seeker. September 6th, 2018. It's another day of news by the numbers, and the latest news is the death of Burt Reynolds at age 82 from a heart attack in Florida. Other top stories today: the bank shooting in Cincinnati and Senator Cory Booker releasing documents that have put his Senate career on the line. At least that's the drama with the story. He broke protocol, he went against Senate rules because he felt he had to expose something. Understand, every single day, if you know the code of letters and numbers, known as Gematria or Gematria, which comes from Kabbalah, which has the core belief that God created the world by merging the letter with the number. If you have this knowledge, you can see through what is truly being done in our media every single day. Today is September 6th. The way we write it in the US is 9/6 like 96. We had a shooting in Cincinnati, which sums to 96. Senator Booker, another top story. Booker, 96. And now the death of Burt Reynolds, who was born Burton Leon Reynolds Jr., 96. If you are new here, there's a book linked in the description. It's linked in the description of every video I make. That book is what I authored and released earlier this year. It took me 5 years to write. It's called Letters and Numbers. The longest chapter in the book is Murder by Numbers. And I go through hundreds of years of suspicious deaths, even covering Jack the Ripper. And I show how all of these suspicious deaths are numerological ritual, and they point to one group of people. Those are the Freemasons. Also, Masonic alliances. There's a lot of secret societies in this world that are Masonic. It extends beyond Freemasonry, but the point to understand is these secret societies are invested in old world knowledge, such as Kabbalah, such as Gematria/Gematria, however you want to say it, Hermeticism, all these different things that most people of the modern world have forgotten about. Every single day, it is this way. I've been proving it for 5 years straight. Everything I wrote about in my book that released in March has already been proven over 100 times just from then to now and what's happened in the news. And it's going to continue to be proven more and more true and accurate as time goes on. It took me a long time to figure out how these people operate. We have it pretty much down to a science. So now here's the other piece of this. Burt Reynolds, with his full name summing to 96, dead on September 6th, dying at age 82 of a heart attack in Florida. We've seen a lot of big football stories out of Florida recently. State that has multiple football teams, huge football state, period. This death comes on the first day of the NFL season. And this NFL season is going to end with Super Bowl 53. And the thing about 53 in football is the shape of the football. It's known as the vesica Piscis in sacred geometry. It's the most important shape in sacred geometry. It's known as the womb of the universe. Vesica Piscis sums to 53. So does the word womb. But in terms of the NFL, there's a 53-man roster. There's a 53-yard wide field. And this year, it's Super Bowl 53. Another word or another numerical output of Vesica Piscis in Gematria is 82, the age Burt Reynolds has died at today, September 6, 2018, which also happens to be a date with 53 numerology. 9 plus 6 plus 20 plus 18. Fitting date to start the season that will end with Super Bowl 53. So, with regards to him dying of a heart attack in Gematria, where the word means geometry and language, heart attack has matching Gematria with the word geometry. The most important shape in sacred geometry, the Vesica Piscis, which has Gematria of 82 in the base ciphers, dead at 82 of a heart attack on this day. This is a riddle. And consider, we just covered the shooting on August 26th in Jacksonville at the GLHF game bar, which sums to 53. That shooting was all coded with 53 and 82. That was in Florida. Now here's the piece about Florida. Oh, by the way, with regards to the football and geometry, it's not a coincidence that for every Super Bowl, they create 108 game balls. Just like it's not a coincidence that on a Major League Baseball there's 108 double stitches, and in this same cipher, Major League equals 108, which is part of the reason I knew that the Cubs were going to win the World Series from spring training of the 112th World Series. It was a guarantee that they were going to break the 108-year curse. 112th World Series, mathematics equals 112 in this cipher. Like 1 plus 1 equals 2. And don't forget the Freemasons, their logo is a capital G with instruments of geometry around it. You know, if you don't know the Freemason logo, it's a capital G with a compass above it and a square below it. Geometry, Gematria. So, with regards to him dying in Florida, killing equals 43, Masonic 43, Florida 43, football 43. A lot of experts have picked either the Patriots or the Jacksonville Jaguars, the same two teams from the AFC Championship last year, to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl this year. And Jacksonville does have a real shot at it. I'll be surprised if they beat the Patriots. But keep in mind the Madden simulation, which is very accurate, predicted the Jaguars would win the Super Bowl this year. John Madden happens to be 82 years old this year. You know. But Burt Reynolds, born February 11th, 11/2, 112. I realize I didn't put my thing up here. 112 is a lot like 112. Again, we just talked about how mathematics in the base cipher using the alphabetic order is 112. Super Bowl also has that gematria of 112. So, fitting birthday for a NFL Super Bowl riddle ritual. And again, in my book, I cover this, how every year celebrities drop dead in riddles that are connected to the world of sports and media and movie releases and album releases. This is a sick cycle that goes on all the time, and most people are completely oblivious to, unless you understand this code of letters and numbers and dates in the calendar year. Something else I did forget to do was measure from his birthday to his date of death. So let's just do that now. His birthday's February 11th. He turned 82 that day. To today, September 6th, the date of his heart attack. That is 207 days later. The word ritual equals 27. You know, the 27 Club. It's also 29 weeks and days. 29 is interesting because football equals 29. Is Florida the 29th state? States in order of statehood. Let's look this up. Florida might be the 29th state. Oops. The screen recording just crashed. But it turns out Florida's the 27th state. Again, the ritual number, he's dead 207 days after his birthday, which in numerology terms is a lot like 27. But with regards to it being 29 weeks after his birthday, again, football has that gematria 29 in the base ciphers as well. And notice the 83 as well for football. Murder also shares that gematria of 83. The song Murder by Numbers came out in 83 by the Police. Burt didn't quite make it to his 83rd birthday. And let's just measure that way too. His 83rd birthday would have been February 11th, 2019, just after Super Bowl 53. And he has died 158 days before his birthday. Well, again, this code always points in one direction. Freemasonry has that gematria of 158 as well. You could also say that that's a span of 159 days. It's also a span of 159. And the branch of Freemasonry that's very powerful in the United States is the Scottish Rite, which also has the gematria of 159. So that's what I mean. These rituals, they always point in one direction. It is a Masonic code largely that is used in this way that we expose. And, you know, it's undeniable. You learn this code, the base ciphers based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards. That's what the 4 base ciphers are. Alphabetic order, A is 1 up to Z is 26. Reverse alphabetic order with the lighter green, Z is 1 back to A is 26. Just flipping the alphabetic order around. The dark blue is the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, meaning you make each letter a single digit number. So A still 1, B still 2, C still 3. But when you get to J, the 10th letter, J is not 10 anymore. It's the numerology of 10. 1 plus 0 was 1. Make each letter a single digit number. And the reverse is the alphabetic order in reverse with the rules of numerology. So you definitely want to pick up this book. I teach you the code inside out, all the tricks, the easy ways to remember, the ciphers, how it's been used, how it's used currently, and most importantly, why you want to know this. I mean, who's really going to deny this? Again, we talked about how today has 53 numerology. They said the shooting in Cincinnati was at the 5/3 bank, 5-3. Shooting has Gematria 53. The mayor's name equals 53, who's calling for, gun reform today. I'm going to do a video on that mayor, how much I appreciate him. Coming soon. My next video, however, is going to be out how today, September 6th, is Dolores O'Riordan's birthday. She would have turned 47 today. Remember, she dropped dead at age 46, the sacrifice number, when spelled correctly. Sacrifice 46. Today, on her 47th birthday, they put out her cause of death, and we're going to get to that. 47 degrees on the Freemason compass. They said her cause of death was drowning. She drowned, 74, in a bathtub, 74, in London, 74, killing, 74, Masonic, 74, English, 74, Gematria, 74, one more time, London, 74. We'll get to it. Next video, Truth Seeker. Until next time. Encore. One last point I should make. His date of birth, February 11th. That's the 42nd day of the calendar year. In the two most basic of the base ciphers, Freemason sums to 96 and 42. There's a mathematical relationship between these numbers. The divisors of 42 sum to 96. And consider the word math has Gematria of 42. February 11th can also be written 11/2 like 112. Mathematics equals 112. In case you're new here, something I teach in the book is how the English alphabet was standardized with 26 letters in the spellings we use today at the same time the Gregorian calendar was being established in the world. And the English language and the Gregorian calendar are in perfect sync. And again, it all points back to one group of people. Freemasonry has Gematria 58 in the base cipher. Like secret society, they came out of the Rosicrucian order, 58, which means rose cross, which is a symbol of secrecy. Look at Gregorian, 58. Look at calendar, 58. Look at zodiac, 58. Look at the word star, as in the sun, 58. Even the plural stars, when you flip the alphabetic order around, is 58. Alphabetic order, alphabetic is 58, alphabetic order is 74, like Masonic, like English, Gematria, like we just covered. So, couple more points. He was also born in the year 36, and bringing this back to geometry. Geometry has that Gematria of 36. It's 108 both ways, the perfect symmetry. Till next time. One more encore. Burt Reynolds starred in the football movie The Longest Yard, which released August 30th, 1974. 8/30. We just talked about how football equals 83, so does murder. The release date of that film was a date with numerology of 112. 8 plus 30 plus 74, 112. Again, Super Bowl 112, mathematics. That film released 44 years ago. The word kill has Gematria 44, so does the word execution. Killing 74. Just talked about this. All right, until next time.